Hello. Today I'm meeting with Shadi Zebian of Interview.ai.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you on the podcast. So let's get started. Interview provides a unique platform in the interview and recruitment space. Can you share a little about yourself, why you created Interview, and what problems you were looking to solve?
I found that recruitment is a really difficult problem. I faced it myself. Hiring people is a difficult thing. It's difficult to get the right people in the right time. Because sometimes it just takes forever to hire the right people, and sometimes you are not lucky in finding qualified people. And in order to balance it every time, this is a difficult problem. It's a global problem. And I wanted to create some change to solve this problem globally. And with the sunrise of AI, I had this idea of how about introducing AI to do job interviews. And this was something new. Like I was surprised, like, can this be done? But apparently it can be done. It works out very well.
That's great. And outside of just the job interview, are there any other use cases that you're using Interview for?
So interview is used for talent acquisition and recruitment. It's the more volume you get, sometimes it becomes a trouble. Like you get 100 applicants, 200, 300, and you have to go through all these resumes and try to find the right people with limited amount of information, because a resume does not share a lot of information. And you need more to make an informed decision. But with all this volume, huge volume and little information, how can we make right decisions? So that's where Interview.ai stepped in. And now it provides more information. And even if the volume of data is big, it automatically interviews all candidates simultaneously. So if you have 500 candidates, they are all interviewed in 1 hour, and it would propose to you the top 5 or top 10 to proceed with. So this is the main value proposition of the company.
That's really interesting. And how does that interview process work? Can you explain a little bit of the experience?
Sure. Candidates are invited for interviews, and it's a video interview. And the AI has a face, has a name, has a voice, shows up in front of you. It is on the same side of the table with candidates. And this is something I always stress on. Interviews are not to corner candidates. They are not to stress them out. This is very old school, like you would stress the candidate to see if they perform well under pressure. Nowadays, we need to be on the same side of the table with the candidate, provide them enough comfort so that they would give their best. And that's where the AI will step in. It will interview the candidates in video. They will talk to each other for half an hour, and the AI would analyze the interview and propose to the company whether this person is a good fit for the job or not.
That's really great. Really takes up away a lot of the manual process that I've had to do myself.
Yes.
Can you share like a story of how you've used it in your own business?
Sure. You can always introduce interviewing at any stage in the recruitment. However, the earlier you introduce it, the better. As a humans, we are not able to interview everyone. That's why we have to cherry pick some people based on resumes, and then we just interview the just handful of candidates. But in real life, we have to do it as a humans. And with AI, you can introduce interviewing as the very first step. Everyone who applies gets a chance for an interview. Everyone is interviewed by AI. And again, technically, all can be interviewed in 1 hour because it's all simultaneous. And AI is going to propose who is the right person for this job. So a very interesting case study that we had is a global tech company that operates in around 20 countries in the world with hundreds of employees. They had trouble in hiring a director position. And with our solution, they were able to hire this person in 2 weeks.
Great. Thank you. What are some other key trends that you're seeing in the recruitment and HR tech space right now?
Sure. Nowadays, every solution needs to have AI. If you do not have AI, you're starting to get old school. So you need to introduce AI here or there. And you will notice that AI can be introduced in so many places, and things that you previously did not think that AI can touch is starting to touch. So you always have to keep up with the capabilities of AI. And when we started the company, this was before ChatGPT and before the LLMs, which again, the AI went into several phases, and in a couple of years, it will go into a third phase and so on. So you always have to not only embed AI in your solution. You always have to stay ahead of others and making sure that you are sharpening the axe in terms of AI usage.
That's great. And I think we saw during the pandemic that it was really an employee's market that had their choice of where to work. And, sometimes if people would leave jobs after 3 months and they were moving around, pretty frequently. What challenges just in general are you seeing companies face today when it comes to attracting and hiring top talent? And I would say, how do you see Interview helping address those challenges?
That's a great question. Post-COVID economy is a unique. We have not faced this before because previously there were some work from home, some kind of privilege to work from home. Nowadays, some companies just do not have offices anymore. It's 100% work from home. It's not hybrid anymore. This creates a set of challenges, but also brings some benefits. The challenges are that you do not have that close communication between team members because everyone's sitting in different places. But the good thing that this brings is that you can have talents from all over the world. You do not have to search for talents in a certain geographic radius of your company, of your physical office. You can chase talent anywhere in the world and hire that person. So this actually I see it a benefit for companies that you are no longer bound to geographic locations. Now it's all digital world and you can hire anywhere in the world. Of course, the time difference is something that you need to adjust to. But other than that, you are not bound to search in a certain geographical location.
How do you see yourself differentiating from other competitors in the market?
Great question. The feature that I'd like to cover a capability in the system that no one other has it. Our system is able to clone your rock stars, your best employees, in the sense that if you want to hire someone and you're not sure who you should be hiring, or just introduce AI to your best employee, let them talk to each other, and then you would tell the AI, hey, find me another John. And it's going to interview all candidates and get you the closest person. And here you do not have to guess. It's not about guessing. It's not about what I feel. I feel this person's right or wrong. You have AI actually using current workforce, your current employees, to be able to find the right people who will join. Because right is not only on an individual level. This person has to be right in terms of culture as well. There should be harmony and synergy with the teams, not just the capabilities of the candidate himself or herself. It's also how they can blend with the whole team. So this is something, a differentiator, as well as we provide for our clients the capability of paying per requisition and not paying per interviews. So from a financial perspective, whether you do an interview or 10 or 100, it doesn't matter. As long as you're hiring for certain requisitions, this will give the clients more openness and less reluctancy to use the solution. Otherwise, if you have to pay for every single interview, you have to think twice about it.
Right. That could get very expensive. The behavior patterns or the understanding of top performers within a company. And do you see a use case for this, or is any of your clients using it, say, for performance evaluation?
This happened in terms of talent acquisition and not performance evaluation. The company had a very good candidate. And this candidate, they were like, this is the candidate we're searching for. Unfortunately, the candidate rejected the offer due to other reasons. And they wanted a very similar person. So they asked the AI, hey, listen, this candidate is really good. Find us another person just like him. And the AI interviewed hundreds of people and brought up another candidate who's with exact capabilities, both on behavioral and technical levels. And this is the capability of AI, which is able to see beyond what we as humans can see, and it can read between the lines more than us as humans. And this is the capability of it on both behavioral and technical side. The beautiful thing about it is that it is an intersection between HR, technology, and psychology. And you have to create the right combination in order to get the right candidate. And we have our HR department, our psychology department, and our technology department. And you have to balance it so that all of these areas and aspects will chip in order to find the right candidate.
That's great. I'm going to switch over a little bit to learn a little bit more about you. And I'd love to know, as CEO, what a typical day looks like for you. at Interview?
A beautiful question. As CEO, I think the job of the CEO is not to run the company. The job of the CEO is to grow the company. Running the company and the daily operational side, that's something that the CEO can perform, but the biggest capability is in taking the company to the next level and always creating that gap analysis between where we are standing today and where we should be standing tomorrow, and how we can get there, how we can build the bridge to get there. That's the job of the CEO. The job of the CEO is to go to every employee and say, how can I help? How can I serve you? How can I be your cheerleader? How can I get you to take the company to the next level? A CEO's job is really a tough job because you have to do everything, but at the same time, you already have teams to do everything. You have to step out and see the bigger picture. I'm not a fan of micromanagement at all. I trust my team members. I trust the team is capable of seeing my vision, and that's my job, is to share my vision, and the team will get the company there.
It's your job to move, the company forward to the next stage. Do you have any particular goals that you're, working on for, say, 6 months out to a year, and kind of like, where do you want the company to be, say, in 2 years?
So the company is growing globally, and we have offices or team members all over the world and clients all over the world. And this is something that will also give you exposure to different countries and different cultures. And that's the beauty of software solutions. The growth potential is unlimited, and the plan is to grow in more and more countries and increase the market share and the market footprint, and to introduce the most important, to help companies build their dream team. Because this is the mission of the company. This is what we are working for, to help companies hire the right people. It's really difficult for companies. I've faced it firsthand. I'm pretty sure you faced it. Like, hiring is a difficult thing. I'm trying to create that solution that will help companies. I'm using it internally, of course, but also I want companies to be able to help themselves to build a dream team using our AI solution. So the plan is to increase the market footprint, open new countries, of course, have more clients that we can assist and partner with.
That's great. And how many countries are you in right now?
We are in around 9 countries.
9 countries. Great. Okay. A little bit more on challenges. If you can wave a magic wand and solve one of your big challenges right now, what would that be?
I don't think we have any unique problems. The regular problems of any startup, which is usually the more money you have, the faster you can go. It's like filling your car with gas. The more gas you have, the longer the ride can be, and the faster you can get there. These are regular challenges that any startup faces, and especially when you have a vision to skyrocket, not just to grow in a normal pace. You want to skyrocket, you need more fuel. And any startup would always want more money in order to fuel its mission and in order to get to a destination that it plans to. There are no problems that keep me up at night. I sleep peacefully because
You're very lucky.
I am. I have a beautiful team that does an amazing job.
That's really nice. Can you tell me a little bit about your team? Because it sounds like you have an amazing group of people.
I'm the luckiest person on earth to be working. We work together. We join forces. We put the shoulder to the shoulder and we push in the same direction. We have a unique culture in this company, and we have a vision that we all see it, and we all are heading in the right direction, and we are pushing in the same direction. And this is what makes me love working at this company every single day. It makes everyone wanting the day to start so that they can contribute in changing the world. So this is the beauty of this company.
How do you maintain a really positive company culture with everyone excited to work together under the same mission when you are so spread out and a lot of the work is remote? How does that work for you?
Great question. I think there are 2 things that you need to do as a CEO. First, make sure your mission and vision are very clear to the team so that they know where the company is heading. They have to be very clear about this. It's called vision. They have to be able to see it. And the second thing, you need to trust the team. You need to get the right people and let them do what they are good at. And they know what they are doing. As long as they know your vision, they will take you there. and I trust my team. I trust that they are heading in the right direction, and that's how we create this culture.
That's really great. I know that you shared an example of a customer. Do you mind sharing another one? Of how they use Interview to really transform their hiring process. Maybe start with the problem they were facing and, what changed after they implemented the solution.
Sure. We had a client that faced a problem with the volume. It was a huge volume of candidates, hundreds of candidates that they have to go through. And by the time you get to the 30th candidate or the 40th, you start forgetting the first and the second, and you cannot compare candidates to each other because you start drowning in the ocean of candidates. And this is a big problem. We turned it into a benefit because the more volume, the more options you have. So choosing 1 out of 100 is much better than choosing 1 out of 10 because you have more variety. So in fact, now they love the volume. The bigger the volume, the better, because they have the AI doing the screening for them, doing the job interviews, and then proposing a handful of people, and then they get to proceed and move forward with these people who were selected by the AI.
Looking at the future. So what kind of excites you about the future of the broader recruiting industry, from a tech perspective and just the future of Interview?
I'm excited to see less biases in recruitment because we are biased, whether we like it or not, whether we want it or not, we are biased. It's in our DNA. It affects people who are sometimes really qualified people. They are hard workers. They are looking for the job. Unfortunately, they don't get it. And some people are able to justify why this person did not get the job and why the other person. AI is not a human, and this is the beauty of it, that it's not a human. It can get the right person to the right position. And I'm excited to see a world where the right people are in the right place. And I would like to see companies flourish when they have the right team. So this is something that excites me.
Anything else that you'd like to add?
I'm interested in seeing the AI, where it's going to take us 10, 15, 20 years from now, because I have this longer vision of how AI is going to change the world. And I really hope it's going to change the world to the better, because we always have some Hollywood movies that will always scare us from AI and it's going to take over the world. Everything is possible, but I'd love to see the AI, how it can make our lives easier and better for generations to come and make this world a better place.
That's great. Thank you so much. Really enjoyed the conversation.